calculations. So first what we need to do is we need to go back to our question once. We need to check our knowledge before we start doing this particular estimations. So what you guys need to do is just read this paragraphs starting from here till here, this entire set of information. So look at this. They have given you certain cash flows of year 1, 2 and 3, 4. Okay, so year 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 years cash flows they have given us, and they are telling us that there is a company which wants to acquire your company or your particular division, but they want to do it after the end of the first year. They want to do it after 1 year, and they're asking you that okay, if they want to acquire you, would you sell that particular asset or not, or sell that particular division or not? That's what they're asking you. Look at this. The above figures are based on the tourism industry expanding as expected. Sir, we are expecting some growth, and if that expected growth is working out, then our cash flows will be 1, 2, 3, 4 as given in the scenario. But they're telling you that, however, it is estimated that there is a 25% probability that the tourism industry will not grow as expected in the first year. And if this is happening, then the present value of the project's cash flows will be 50% of the original estimates over its 4-year life. Okay, sir, technically they're just telling you that there is a 25% chance that the growth will not be like this, and that means that if the growth is not like that, only 50% of the original estimated cash flows will be accruing to the company. Okay, so there is a 25% chance that we'll get only 50% of the cash flows. So first what I'll do is I'll just calculate the present value of the cash flows, and then we'll take the calculations a step further as required. So year 0, 1, 2, okay, I'll not take 0 here, I'll take only 1, 2 and 3, 4. Cash flows given are how much? First year 3277.6, second year 16134.3, third year 36504.7, and fourth year 35683.6. Okay, and PV factors. PVF at 12% cost of capital, weighted average cost of capital, which we just calculated, is equal to 1 divided by 1.12. But what I'll do is I'll round off to 3 digits just in case, by 1.12, 3 digits to match with your textbook answer. Otherwise I can just leave it also, but if I want to match it with your textbook answer, I'll have to round off to 3 decimals. PV of cash flows, so that would be cash flows multiplied by the present value factor, and then copy down, issue. Okay, and then the okay total, I don't think I'll take the total, I'll just leave it like that. Okay, now they're telling you that there is a 25% probability. Pay attention here, guys. Here's the tricky part of the question. 25% probability of what? If 25% probability is happening, only 50% of expected cash flows will accrue. Correct? But sir, please pay attention here. I'm doing a small change here. Just a small change. That is, instead of directly taking the total cash flows into 50%, that is this present value of cash flows into 50%, what I'll do is I'll just make a small change. That is year 1 and years 2, 3 and 4. Sir, why do you want to do that? The logic is pretty simple, guys, because I know that the question clearly tells me that the Reka company wants, sorry, not Reka company, which company is that? The Luma? The company which, yeah, Lumi. Lumi company wants to acquire this after the end of the first year. So first year cash flows I should already know by that time. So I'm separating out the first year and the rest of the year's cash flows. And what is this situation? 25% probability that only 50% of the expected cash flows will come to our company. So this given cash flows into 50%. And here also sum of this 3 years, 2, 3, 4 into 50% of that. I'm only taking 50% of the cash flows. So the total value at the 25% probability will be how much? Sum of these two. Okay. Or what I'll do is I'll just take it. Okay. And expected value will be how much? Expected value will be this into 25%. There's 25% probability, so expected value will be 8059. Okay, so I'm keeping that like that. Okay. Okay, cool, no problem. Next one, remaining 75% also I'll do the same calculations but with the conditions that are given. Okay, so there is 75% probability, but again, sir, again this 75% probability they have covered in two different scenarios. What are those? So 25% probability that the tourism industry will not grow, and then it is estimated that if the tourism industry is growing as expected, that means 75% probability of less growth, 25% probability of less growth, 75% probability of growth as expected or expected growth. But again, they are telling you that even though the tourism industry is growing as expected in the first year, there is still a 20% chances or 20% probability that the expected growth will slow down in the second and subsequent years. That means 2, 3, and 4 years. And the PV of the project cash flows would then be only 40% of the original estimates in each of these years. Okay, so they're telling you that there is still a 20% growth is there, that 20% of probable, 20% probable that slow growth will be there. Slow growth will be there in years 2 to 4. So first year normal cash flows 2927 will come, entire cash flows. Second year onwards, that means for the these years, means 2, 3, 4 years, it will slow down and the cash flow would then be only 40% of the original estimates. Okay, so that means sum of 2, 3, 4 into only 40% I'll take now. So the total will still be now 27,000 and the expected value is 75%. No, sir, only 20% here. 20% probability ma. That means still 80% probability is there na, that which we need to cover. So I'm going to take this, copy this, paste it here, and this will be 80% probable that the growth will be as expected. The growth will be as expected, and therefore in year 1 we will get 2926.60 or something like that. Okay, and for second, third, and fourth years also we'll get this total values. Okay, I am expecting that this part is clear for you guys. So the total expected cash flows will be how much now? Sum of all these three. This, comma, this, comma, this. And this is how much? 80% probability, so I'm changing it to 80. So 65, 145. Wait a sec, not right. This, comma, here I'll have the 75% value, so that I'll have to take. Okay. And here what we are going to do is, this is equal to sum of this into 20% plus, wait, yeah, this is already 20 and 80. So here it will be sum of these two values, this, comma, this, and this entire thing has to be multiplied now by 75% here, because this chance is happening only 75% is there, so 75% I'm taking there. Okay, or else I can also do it like this, is equal to sum of this plus this here, and then this will be this into 75%, and then this total will be, yeah, 8,000 and 42,000. Okay, so 50,873.98 is the total cash flows expected, and these are the totals and these are the expected values, guys. I hope it is clear for you. If this is not clear, then we cannot go further. So let me just recap it again. So the entire scenario is that 25% chances that the tourism industry will not grow. So that is the first case. That means 75% chances that the growth will be there. Okay. So if 25% probability is happening, actually it is turning out to be true. If that 25% chance is turning out to be true, that means we'll get only 50% of the expected cash flows. So expected cash flows we already know. Out of that, I'm only taking 50% of this. But I'm doing it separately for first year and 2, 3, 4 years, because my question divides my scenario into first year versus 2, 3, 4 years, because acquisition is being coming at the end of the first year. Cool. And then similarly, if 75% probability is there, but again within that 75% we have 20% probability of slow growth and 80% probability of expected growth. If 20% probability of slow growth is happening, then we are told that the cash flows will be, first year we'll get the same original cash flows, second, third, fourth years will get only 40% of the expected cash flows. So sum of second, third, fourth into 40%. And if 80% chances are there that there will be usual growth rate, so first year and third year, second, third, fourth year also we are taking the full totals without any value apportionment or percentage apportionments. Okay, I hope this is clear for you guys now at least. Okay, now that we are done with this part, what we are left with is total expected cash flows is 50,000 less initial outflow will be there of minus 42 million. So that will be there. Then the NPV of the project will be 8874. 8874 is the NPV of the project, guys. 8874. I hope it is all clear for you. Let me just take you through the answer once. So yeah, you can see here 8874, 8873.941, which is rounded off to 8874. Cool. 8874. That's your basic answer. But sir, this is without taking the offer from Lumico. This is without the offer. Lumi offer. Okay. Sir, what is the Lumi offer now? Sir, Lumi offer is that they are telling you that at the end of the first year, after the first year is completed, we are ready to pay you 50 million to buy the project from you. Okay. So let me just take that. Lumi offer at end of year 1. How much are they offering? 50 million. Okay. So PV of consideration is equal to 50,000 into 0.893. What is the PV factor? Yeah, PV factor first year for first year 0.893. So they are ready to offer you 44.65 million at the end of the first year. Everybody are clear with this part? They are ready to pay you 44.65, which is the present value of the 50 million that they are ready to pay. Okay. Sir, technically speaking, think logically now. Very clear, very easy logic is that if this 25% probability of less growth is there, okay, first year ending you have got first year end pay you have got how much? 1463. If this 25% actually happens, then first year end pay you got 1463, and remaining 3 years present value is how much? 30,773. Remaining 3 years presented expected value is only 30,773, and Lumico is offering you 44,650. Sir, very good. I'll take up the Lumico offer and I'll go ahead with that. Again, very clearly I'm explaining you, so pay attention here. So if this 25% probability situation is actually happening, and the first year I got only 1463, and Lumico is saying that I'll pay you 44,650. If we continue, we'll get only 30,773. So we will go ahead and take up the Lumis offer and we will go for 44,650. Agreed, everybody? Now, sir, what if the second situation is happening, wherein the probability is there, 75% probability is there? In this case, what is the expected value for 2, 3, 4 years considerations? So I'll have to calculate that because there is 2080 situation happening. So I'll have to take the weighted average of that. So how do I do that weighted average? So I'll just take it here. Let me just show it to you that. So, okay, here we'll do expected value of year 2 to year 4. Okay, expected value of year 2 to year 4 under 75% probability growth. 75% probability. Okay, that would be how much ma? Is equal to Okay, I'll take directly here is equal to 24,618 into 20% plus 61,545 into 80%. Okay. 24,618 into 20% plus 61,545 into 80%. So this will give me the expected value of the years 2 to 4 at the end of the first year. So if I do the business, I'm going to get 54,160. But Lumico is only offering me 44,650. I'll say Tata bye bye and I'll say that, buddy, see, if I continue, I can get an expected value of 54,000, but you're only offering me 44,000. So I'll not take up this offer, I'll go with 54,000. So now the NPV of the project with Lumico's situation will be like this. I'll take this 25% as it is. I'm going to copy it here, and what I'll do is in year 1 we are going to get what we are going to get 1463. There's no doubt in that. For year 2, 3, 4, I will choose higher of PV and Lumi offer. Okay. So max of, if you are continuing, we are going to get how much? 30,000. If we take up the Lumis offer, we are going to get how much? 44,650. Sir, please be very careful here. If I continue, I'll get 30,000. If I take up Lumis offer, I'll get 44,650. So I'll take Lumis offer 44,650. So my total value of the project will be 46,000 minus, into 25% expected value. So that is the first part. And second part would be 75% probabilities. So I'll copy that. I'll paste it here. For 75%, here the situation is now, it's not, this is not required anymore. So I'm going to remove that. And here we can take up year 1. We are sure that we are going to get 2927. In either of the cases, it's 2927. So I'll take 2927. For year 2, I'm going to again copy this. So here I'll do what is equal to max of 54,160 comma 44,650. Okay, whichever is higher, that is 54,160. So I'm going to go ahead with that. So here the total value will be 57,000. Expected value will be 75% here, guys. Pay attention. I'm going to remove this 2 now. Are you clear with this part? Okay, so now PV of expected cash flows. Expected cash flows year 1 to year 4 will be how much? Sum of this and this into 25% plus this into 75%. 323,994. Oh, here we have already taken 74%. Huh? This is what? This is 25% and this is 75. Already we did that. Okay. Then I'm just going to take sum of these two. Sorry. Already we multiplied those percentages. So I'm just going to take the sum of these two. That's 54,353. Less, again the same story. Less initial outflow. So we will get this U. NPV of the project with Lumis offer now. Sum of these two. That's 12,343. So if Lumi is offering us something, we are going to get 12,343. 12,343. So let's go back to our question here. So what are the requirements of the question now? See, first one, they're asking us estimate the additional value created for IVM. Already we did that, 174.7. Estimate the additional value of luxury company project for both with and without the offer from Lumico. With and without the offer from Lumico. Is that what we just did? 18 marks more. So here with Lumico it is, without Lumico it is 8874, and with Lumico offer it is 12,343. Okay. Next one. Evaluate the benefits attributable to AVM company and Fegway company from combining the two companies with and without the project, and concludes whether or not the acquisition is beneficial, the evaluation should include any assumption which are being made for 7 marks. Okay. Okay, look at this part of the question. Answer, sorry, not question, answer. Here, yeah. So proposed acquisition of Fagway company. So the report evaluates whether or not it is beneficial for AVM company to acquire the Fagway company, all this stuff. So we already did the appendix 1 part of the question, that is 174.7 million, which is the benefit for the AVM company, 174.7, which is the benefit for AVM Co. Now look at this part, sir. Appendix 2 shows that the accepting the project would increase the Figways value as the expected NPV value is positive. So what does that mean? See, here we got the present value of these cash flows. In either of the cases, we are getting the NPV to be positive only. So it will obviously increase the value of Figway companies. After taking into account Lumi company's offer, the expected NPV is much higher. So without offer it is 8,872, with offer it is 12,343. So obviously it is much higher. Therefore, it would be beneficial for Fagway company to take on the project and accept the Lumi company's offer if the tourism industry does not grow as expected, as this will increase the Figway company's value. Okay. And then assumptions, what are the assumptions that we did, sir? That we are assuming that it is assumed all the figures are relating to synergy benefits, betas and the growth rates, multipliers, risk adjusted cost of capital, probabilities, all of these are accurate. There is considerable uncertainty surrounding the accuracy of this. In addition to the probability analysis in appendix 2, sensitivity analysis, all these things need to be done. And growth is expected to be retained earnings into the internal rate of return, and capital structure is not significantly changing during the period, cost of capital is not significantly changing during the 4 years, all these assumptions that we are taking. And discrete probabilities are they taken, may not be known with certainty. Black-Scholes option pricing model may be provided as an alternative, more accurate way to take the value of the project. Yeah, we are assuming that Lumi company will pay this entire 50 million at the end of the first year itself, rather than paying it at a later point of time, all that stuff. And the concluding comments is that Nahara company would gain more than the AVM company from the acquisition, both in percentage terms and in monetary terms. Both companies benefit from the acquisition. If Figway company were to take on the project, although it is value neutral to the acquisition, Nahara company could ask for an additional 30% of 12.3 million value to be transferred to, which is about 3.7 million. Return to AVM company would reduce by a small amount, but not much significantly. As long as all the parties are satisfied with the valuation, it is reasonable. So we can go ahead with the acquisition to proceed further. So what is this 12.3 value added to AVM company? That is the NPV which we calculated at the end. 12.3 million. 12.343 million. That's the value added to AVM company, right? So 30% of that we already discussed. Nahara can claim for 30% of the premium added. 30% of 12.3 million, that is 3.7 million, they can claim from AVM company as a consideration for selling their division, basically. So that's the end of the story for this particular question, which is a very tricky question because of these percentage calculations and probabilities. So in case if you have doubts with these areas, so you guys may be taking advantage of this particular video. So I hope I have covered all the areas required to be addressed in this particular question. I'll see you in the subsequent situations, subsequent questions. Until then, keep smiling, take care, bye bye guys. And for your information, I'll drop this Excel file and the question. The links will be given in the description of this video for your reference if you want, right? So I'll see you soon with another question sometime soon. So bye bye guys.